on each sideline today. And
Hello, welcome back to another draft player analysis video. Not that. I forgot to change the name of this one. Just give me 10 seconds here.
Quick feet, so even when they run those short routes, if there's man-to-man coverage, they're quick enough.
There we go. Okay, this is not a draft player analysis. This is a season prediction video. And today, I'm doing the Dallas Cowboys. Last year, the Cowboys had a very bad season. They were riddled with injuries all year. And they were 4-12. I don't think they have a losing season. Spoilers. But I don't really have much else to talk about the Cowboys, so let's just hop into the wins and losses. Again, I normally start with the wins. Starting with the first win of the season coming against the New York Giants.
They're going to have to change what they're doing on the defensive side. Maybe bring another guy down in the box to stop those runs.
The Cowboys will show that they are a serious contender within the division early on by offensively. I know that sounds weird, but offensively, I say the Cowboys will have a good game against this new Giants defense, this whole new deal. And will overall just have a decent day. In a close game, they will take the win. Next, the Chicago Bears, I say that they will have a great game offensively, and will just kind of beat up on that somewhat weak Bears secondary and defense overall. Next, San Francisco. San Francisco is not a good team. The Cowboys will take advantage of them not being a good team and pretty much beat up on them. And that is their last win before their bye week, so they will enter the bye week at 3-3. Their next win comes against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly, I don't believe in that team this year. I say that Dallas will pick up an easy victory against a Philly team that I don't think is going to be very competitive throughout the season. They have a bit of an issue with that position that's supposed to start a lot, called quarterback.
This is one of those guys when you talk about receivers.
Their next win, an easy one, Cleveland. Cleveland's bad. They have very little in the terms of starters, and should be a pretty simple win. Next win comes against the Baltimore Ravens. Cowboys are a slightly better team. Although Baltimore. I love repeating myself multiple times. Although Baltimore will keep it close and respectable, the Cowboys will win this game. Next, their first win against the Washington Redskins. I say that Dallas will finally, start to mesh a bit more when it comes to some of those positions of need that are a bit of an issue. And they will beat Washington. Next, New York Giants. Again, I don't think the Giants, although they spent a lot of money getting these starters, I say that team won't mesh well in the first season, but not this year. Next year, this will be a team to be, afraid of greatly. Next, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be, anything to write home about. And overall, the Cowboys will show that they are a much better team. Then, the next win, the Detroit Lions. Kind of the same deal. Detroit, they're nothing special. And that had to be defensive holding right there. And pretty much,
the penalty is declined.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Cowboys, they're going to beat up on Detroit's weak secondary and overall not great defense.
Driving extra point is good.
And the last win of the season will come against the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Giants prepared
Philly.
to return the kickoff.
Not very good. Cowboys are good. I say that the Cowboys will have a very easy time
Harris
against
is
the
not going
team.
to test the coverage this time as he takes a knee.
So, that will be the Cowboys' 11th win of the season.
Are at the line of scrimmage with a pair of backs
Moving on to
split
the
behind
losses,
quarterback.
they opened their season, not
First down
open, but
at
their
the 20.
their second game of the season will be a loss to the one and only Washington Redskins. I say this because, again, the defensive backs aren't good. They have no pass rush in Dallas, especially that Randy Gregory and I believe DeMarcus Lawrence are both going to be suspended week 1 or the first 4 games. I say Washington kind of waltzes to an easy victory with a, suspension and with suspension riddled front 4 and a not good secondary. Then the second loss will come to the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati, kind of the same deal. So Cincinnati will pretty much easily make it so
where the defense has all the advantage. They know the pass
they'll
has to
kind
go
of
down the field on third
the
and long,
Cowboys,
and they were ready
pass
for
rush will be back, but they won't be good enough to get past a very good Cincinnati offensive line. And just overall,
We'll see what he can
not
do
going to
here.
be a
He's taken down at the 30.
not going to be a win for the
And a run
Cowboys.
back of about 5.
That also kind of goes with the Green Bay Packers.
The
I say Aaron
Cowboys
Rodgers
come to the
will
line
light
in a
up
tight
a
game.
weak
Here
secondary in
the second
Dallas,
quarter, the score's 7-0.
and the Packers will take a
Cowboys
victory.
will take the snap from the
That's
30.
about it. What else you want me to say? Jeez.
And that's a gain of 9.
So again,
That's
bye week
reception
3 and
number
3.
2 for
Their
him.
next loss will come to the
Cowboys
Pittsburgh
did a good
Steelers.
job there on first down.
And
That
again,
pass
the
picks up
weakest
some
part
good
of this
solid
team is
yards.
the
Down
pass
second
rush
and short. Much easier to
and
call
the
those kind of
secondary.
plays.
Romo's 7 for 7 with that completion.
So, what's worse than getting arguably the best
Giants
offensive
lined
team
up
in the
in the
NFL
nickel.
right now and not being able to hit the quarterback
Cowboys
or
have it at the
cover the
39.
best receiver in the NFL?
And Morris is taken
arguably.
down at the 40.
So I think
You're
Pittsburgh
running
will have a
back in
field
this
day
league and
offensively.
You pick up first downs and you don't fumble the football. I
And
promise you one
their
thing, you're
last
gonna get
loss
more
will come to the
carries.
Minnesota Vikings. I say that
Tony Romo will
actually
take it right from the
the
center.
Minnesota
First and 10.
defense will sack up and totally shut down the Cowboys offense. Well, not totally shut it down, but they'll have a tough time moving the ball.
Man, a quarterback loves guys that can make catches like this,
So,
and they're just
Dallas
so strong.
Cowboys
They
at
know how to
11-5
zero
will
in.
win the
They never
NFC
lose
East.
concentration, and you never see them drop
I had
a
to make sure I
pass.
said the right
First
division.
down at the 47.
And
it's
we'll make the
batted
playoffs,
down.
obviously.
There's a difference
As I
when you play
believe
zone, you
the
drop back and you watch the quarterback and you react
third
to the
seed?
football. When you're playing
check
man-to-man,
really quick.
all you're worried about is where that receiver goes. You
Yeah, I
try
really
to
hope the
shadow
mic
him,
picks up my,
look for the
my
football
notebook
and try
page
to
is
make a
turning.
play.
They will make it as the 3 seed. I was right. And
Down and 10.
we'll make the playoffs after a bad season last year.
Well,
And
as you saw that receiver make the catch, I'll just
next,
say this.
let's do
He
my
cannot
bold
throw the
prediction.
football enough his way.
For every single
There's
team,
no
I will do a
such
bold
thing.
prediction for
When in
every
doubt, you don't
single
like anything,
major
turn
position
and
group.
find him and throw it to him.
Quarterback,
Romo's
running back,
completion
receivers,
percentage,
including tight
90%
ends,
on the day.
as I kind of group them in the same kind of deal there as tight end becomes more and more of a receiving
Gets to the
position.
quarterback.
Gotta give the defense a lot of
Defensive
credit here. You
line,
wanna stop the
linebackers,
offense
and
from
defensive
scoring
backs.
here with under 2
You don't
minutes
do
to go in the
offensive
first
linemen,
half.
it's kind of
Good
tough to do
pressure
a
on the
prediction for
quarterback,
a
and they take
position
him
that doesn't
down
have many
behind the line of
stats.
scrimmage.
The Cowboys snap it at the
Although,
21.
I will say that that team will have another phenomenal season because of that offensive line.
Cowboys are going to
My
burn
goodness,
the first of their
that line
3
is
timeouts
disgusting.
right here. Play number 6 coming up on
So let's
this
start with
drive.
quarterback. Tony Romo will come in second place in voting for comeback player of the year
Cowboys
behind the
take
one and
snap
only
from the
Andrew
21.
Luck, but
Romo's unable to connect that time.
Tony Romo will make the Pro Bowl.
The Cowboys
as a
go with
starter.
the pass that time on third and short. The defense was ready,
And
they
he'll
stopped the pass. Now we have a
probably
fourth down
be-
situation.
No doubt about it.
He'll be
Put
top
3 on the
4
board.
in
We're
voting
nearing the
amongst
half, and
quarterbacks.
This game looks like it might be under control after that field goal.
And what you got to do, you've got to lead.
Next,
Keep
running
things
back.
going. Don't
I
take
say
the
that
old foot
Ezekiel
off the
Elliott
gas pedal.
will
Man,
not
stop
start
it
a
and try
single
to bury
game,
this team.
but will share
The
snaps with
Giants
Alfred
weren't able to
Morris
get anything out of their last
in a
drive to
somewhat
force the
starting
punt as
role.
they take the field here. Do you think they are going to
But
vary
neither
their
running
approach,
back
Phil?
will
Well, I
eclipse
hope
1,000
so. I
yards
think they
as a
will.
running
They
back
got
by
a lot of
committee kind of
information out
deal,
there in that short drive.
as they'll use Alfred
Yeah,
Morris
I
as their
think
starter,
they'll
Zeke
be
Elliott as a rotator, and when they need speed, Darren
Now
McFadden
you
will come on the
counter-react
field.
and see if you can get some positive plays.
I'm sure they're tired of being in the three
Wide
and out
receiver,
business.
Des
Well, that's a
Bryant
bad
will be
business
an
to be in. I
all-pro,
know, I get a lot
taking
of
the
bad
spot
businesses.
The first
that will
half
be
is
would be
complete.
held by Julio
Larry
Jones.
Ridley is ready to take things
Des
over
Bryant has a
back
better
in our
season than Julio
studios.
Jones,
And you're watching
recording
the NFL
1,400
on EA
receiving
Sports.
yards,
With this kick,
100
the second half
catches,
is
and
underway.
13 receiving touchdowns.
Bryant's going to test the coverage this time. Gets out past the 30.
Defensively,
brought down near the
no one on the
35.
defensive line has more than 4 sacks. The closest they get to 4 sacks is Tyrone Crawford, rotating in off the bench at defensive tackle. I think he rotates.
Tony Romo will take
We'll
it right
have
over the center.
3.
Tony Romo hits Jason Witten with that pass.
At linebacker, I say that Jalen Smith will actually start or play in one game this season. Jalen Smith will play in the season finale of this season and will record 10 tackles
Romo standing back in the
as a
shotgun, ready for
rotational
the snap.
player.
Williams
I know
got
it's a
the
lot for a
catch
rotational
at
player,
the
but
first.
Jalen Smith is an absolute
That's what you
monster.
want to do. Just get a first down, especially when you're on top. Keep the clock
So,
moving. Keep the
moving on
defense
to your
guessing.
defensive back.
Make them react instead of attack.
The
Cowboys
Giants
defensive
come
backs
out
will
in a
all be
dime
pretty
package.
bad. No one on the
First
defensive
down at the
backfield will have
46.
more than 3 interceptions.
Romo's
Byron Jones
down
will
in
have the
lead
most with
pocket and
exactly
tuck it
3.
under. Can't find the target on the pass underneath.
Romo's
So,
able to get outside the pocket that time,
just to go over this
and it's
again,
a good job
Romo,
getting outside the pocket, but
second
there's
in
nowhere to
voting for
throw it.
comeback
The pass
player
is
of the year,
incomplete.
and will make the Pro Bowl as a
Tony
top 4
Romo
vote
is gonna
getter
take
at
it from the
quarterback.
shotgun. Tony Romo
Running back,
connects with Des Bryant.
Zeke Elliott doesn't start, and none of those running backs eclipse 1,000 yards.
That's a good
Eclipse
job by the
1,000 yards
receiver,
due to a
running
running
drag
back by
route
committee
across the
kind of
field.
deal.
These are not easy throws for the quarterback,
And
but he sticks it right on him.
at wide receiver, Des Bryant will take the all-pro spot that is normally held by Julio Jones by having a far better season than Julio.
This team, one of the better tackling teams in the NFL.
Defensively,
and they
no
play
one
the
on defensive line has more than
situation
4
perfectly.
sacks.
They give up the short
Tyrone
completion.
Crawford will be
They
the
come up
closest
and
with
make the
3.
tackle. Now we have a 4th down.
At linebacker, Jalen Smith will start and will play in at least one game, most likely the season finale this season, and will record anywhere between 8 to 10 tackles. And Byron Jones will lead the entire Cowboys team with 3 interceptions.
Middle of the field and incomplete this time.
So, really quick, alright, never mind. I was going to say, let's see what happened to Eli, because he wasn't playing for a little while there. But, that's the end of this video. Coming up next is the Miami Dolphins. So, stay tuned for that. But for now, this is JOX. Signing off.